Hi, so I've been using firstbase.io LLC for a year plus. I'm someone that have actually registered a company in the United States using firstbase.io. And in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through on a very detailed review about this firstbase.io. I'm going to tell you guys the key features that you're actually going to get while using this very firstbase.io. After which I'm going to show you guys the add-on services that you're going to get. After which I'm going to share my personal experience that I've actually had with these guys for over a year plus, okay? And after that, I'm going to walk you guys through on the pros and the cons, which are the advantages and the disadvantages. That's the things that I like and the things that I don't really like, and I feel like you might not like it. After which you'll be able to make an informed decision on whether or not firstbase.io is the correct or the right LLC company for you, okay? So now that I've talked about that, if after watching this video, seen everything I'm going to show you in this video, and you found this video very helpful, what I recommend you do is for you to leave me a like in this video. If you happen to have any question pertaining to this firstbase.io, leave me a question down below in the comment section and I'm going to be there to answer all the questions, okay? So now that I've talked about that, if after everything and you decide you want to use this very firstbase.io, what I also recommend you do is for you to use the link that I'm going to be dropping down below in the video description. That's the link to firstbase.io, okay? With that very link is actually going to be way more easier and safer for you to actually go there, okay? So now that I've talked about that, I'm going to start this very review by talking about the key features that this firstbase.io has. After which I'm going to share with you guys the add-on services that you're going to get. So for the key features, the first key feature that you're going to get here while using this very firstbase is the fact that you're going to get your company registered in the United States, okay? That's the number one thing that you're going to get here. As someone who is using this very firstbase, that's the first thing, getting a registered business in the United States. And I'm someone who has actually opened it and I know the benefits that I'm actually getting from that, okay? So now that I've talked about that, the next key feature that you're going to get here is what we call registered agents, okay? Registered agents are like personal assistants who is actually going to help you on everything that you need to know about opening a company in the United States. It's going to tell you the do's and the don'ts, okay? So you don't go mess up, okay? So registered agent is just something like personal assistant who is actually going to help you with anything that you need concerning this firstbase, concerning opening a company in the United States, okay? And now that I've talked about that, the third key feature that you're going to get here is what we call the US bank account, okay? You're going to get a very good certified US bank account. That's one of the key features that you're going to get here. I have a very good West Fargo bank that I used to collect payments, and that's because I was able to open a company in the United States. And that's something that I like about this very firstbase.io, and I would like to mention it here so just you know what you're going to get while using them. So now that I've talked about that, I'm now going to move on to the add-on services. I'm going to tell you guys the add-on services that you're going to get while using this very firstbase.io, so you know exactly what you're supposed to get, okay? So for the add-on services, the first add-on service that you're going to get here is the fact that you're going to get a physical address set up for you. I own an address in the United States and I use this address to confirm that I'm actually living there. So in case I come across anything that only requires US citizens, I will be able to use this very address to actually verify myself and go through and pass through, which I know most of you guys won't be able to do that. But that I'm talking about is I was able to scale a lot of things with the help of this very physical address, and this is me here telling you how it actually goes, okay? And aside that, one of the key features that I forgot to tell you guys is what we call EIN. You're going to get what we call EIN, okay? EIN means Employer's Identification Number. If you're a resident of the United States and you live there, you're going to be required to provide your SSN. But if you're not from United States, but you opened a company there and you're not living there, you're going to require an EIN in order for you to get verified or qualified on anything concerning them. And that's something that Firstbase is actually going to offer to you, okay? So now that I've talked about that, let me continue with the add-on services. So the second add-on services that you're going to get is what we call government grants, okay? Government do reward their citizens on daily basis, and you being a citizen of United States by registering a company there also gives you the chance to actually claim those rewards, okay? And that's one of the add-on services that you're going to get. Aside that, the next add-on service that you're going to get here is what we call post incorporation documents, okay? These are legal documents that is going to guide you on everything you need to know, the do's, the don'ts, so you don't go do what you're not supposed to do and get yourself into trouble. So now that I've talked about that, I'm now going to move on to the next part of this very review video where I'm going to talk about the pricing in comparison to that of their competitors out there. So for their pricing, nobody is bigger than the other, nobody is smaller than the other, all of them are on the same price margin. So inside the firstbase, they have the 215 owned, they have the above 1000. All you need to do is for you to actually, if you are interested in them, you can actually go book a demo with them, book a call with them, talk with them, and they're going to actually explain all these things to you, so you're going to understand what you're paying for and the add-on services that you're paying for. And note, the more add-on services that you want, the more money you put. Okay, so that's something that I need to tell you. So just you know exactly what you're going to get here, because this is a full detailed review that I'm making out of an experience. Okay, so now that I've talked about that, I'm now going to move on to talking about the pros and the cons. Okay, and I'm going to start with the pros, which are the good things, that's the advantages, the things that I like about this firstbase.io. After which I'm going to talk about the cons, which are the disadvantages, that's the things that I don't really like about this firstbase.io, and I feel like you might not like it as well. Okay, so for the pros, the first thing that I would like to mention here that you need to know about this very firstbase.io is the fact that they work globally. They don't select who they actually open company for. I'm living in Africa, Nigeria precisely, but I was able to open a company in the United States using firstbase.io. And this is something that I like about them. They work globally. Even if you are in India, Asia, Africa, another continent, as far as you are online, you'll be able to open a company in the United States, and that's with the help of this very firstbase.io. Okay, so now that I've talked about that, the next pro on my list here is the fact that they have a very, very good customer support team. They have an active customer support team that is going to help you, walk you through on everything you need to know about this very firstbase.io, and I'm giving them accolade on that. Okay, I'm giving them kudos. They are very, very active, and they respond to their customers in a very good way. Okay, and now that I've talked about that, the next pro on my list is the fact that they give you free task consultation. Okay, they give you legal guidance, they walk you through on everything you need to know about task, because task is one of the most important things that are actually being applied in America. Okay, task is one of the major important something that you need to be paying. If you are not that careful, if you are not that much enlightened about it, you might actually make mistake. Okay, which results for a penalty. But with the help of this very firstbase.io, they will give you some teachings over it. They will actually consult you on things you need to know, the do's, the don'ts, and every other thing. Okay, so now that I've talked about that, the next pro on my list here that I need to mention is the fact that they offers you legal guidance. Okay, they're going to tell you what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, everything about the law, so just you know what you're going to get while opening a company in the United States. And that's something that I love about them. So now that I've talked about that, the last but not the least pro on my list here that I like about them is the fact that they have a very, very good interface that is very easy for you to understand, comprehend, and navigate. Okay, you don't really have to find it very hard for you to actually navigate the software. And that's something that I love about them, because even if you're a beginner, you'll be able to actually sort yourself out, do what you're supposed to do, and that's it. Okay, so now that I've talked about that, I'm now going to move on to the cons, which are the things that I don't really like about this very firstbase.io, and I feel like you might not like it as well. So for the cons, the first thing that I don't really like about this firstbase.io is the fact that they are limited to some certain states. You're not going to actually get access to all the states. You might want to open a company in a particular state, but they're not going to be able to do that. Rather, they're going to just tell you the states that they are available to open a company in. And that's something that I don't really like about them. And I feel like they should work over it. They should work on it so that they will be able to actually acquire lots of space that you can actually open a company in. Okay, but I don't really see that as an issue, because even the one that they opened for me is still working, and that's something that I need to tell you, so just you know. So now that I've talked about that, the next con, that's the next thing that I don't really like, and all of these LLC companies actually suffers from it, is the fact that there are some fakes out there. There are some scammers who build sites similar to this very first base, Dula, Busy, Northwest Registered Agent, all of those LLC companies. And if you're not that much careful, they are going to actually scam you with that. And I wouldn't want you to fall a victim of that, which is why I'm recommending you use the link that is going to be on the video description. That's the link to firstbase.io official website. Use that very link to actually go there, sign up with them, book a demo with them, get all the information you need to get, and create a company in the United States. Okay, so now that I've talked about that, I'm now going to move on to sharing my personal opinion about this very firstbase.io. So about my personal experience, I started using firstbase.io a year plus. You're going to be seeing my video up here on the screen. Okay, this is the video that I've actually done year back about this firstbase.io, and this is me here making an updated version of this video, sharing with you guys everything you need to know, what you're supposed to get and what you don't supposed to get about this very firstbase.io. So from my personal opinion, personal recommendation, yes, I recommend firstbase.io to you 100%. They delivers. Okay, they're going to actually take care of everything you need to know in opening a company in the United States, and that's something that I love about them, and I would like to mention it here, so just you know. Okay, so I recommend you go use them. The link to firstbase.io is going to be on the video description. Okay, go there, use that very link. It's actually going to be way, way more safer and easier for you to go there. Don't forget to leave me a like in this video if you found this video very useful and helpful. Don't forget to ask me any question if you happen to have any question pertaining to this firstbase.io, and I'm going to be there to answer all the questions. Do have a nice day, guys. Peace out.